Hi everyone. So we are going to continue our discussion with respect to data parsing and data ingestion. Already in our previous video, we have seen how to parse Word doc. And whenever we talk about all the previous parsing techniques that we have learned, that is mostly for unstructured data, right? So in this particular video, we are going to go ahead and see that how we can ingest and parse structured data like CSV and Excel file. Okay. So with respect to this, the first thing is that I'll just go ahead and quickly create one more file, which is this. And so the name for this file is CSV Excel parsing IP1 bin. This is our fourth file in this particular folder, right? Then we have to go and select the kernel and you'll create a markdown and just write down CSV and Excel file structured data, right? So that tomorrow, if you're working on anything, right, if there is a CSV file, if there's some kind of Excel file, you should know what you're actually doing or how do we probably go ahead and ingest that particular or do normal parsing and convert that into Word document structure. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to import is nothing but since we are going to work with CSV or Excel file, I think pandas will be fine. So I'll go ahead and install pandas. Okay. So right now pandas is not there and so this is a problem that I'm facing. You may also face the same. Whenever you create a new file, right? At that point of time, the libraries are not getting loaded and you will not be able to quickly get all the suggestions like how we used to get it over there. Okay. So for this, you just need to go ahead and restart it once again. Restart your kernel completely. And once you restart your kernel, I think you should be able to see it again. So first of all, what I'll do, I will quickly go ahead and see whether my requirement.txt I have pandas or not. So here pandas is not there. I'll go ahead and import pandas. And see here I'll quickly write down uv add -r requirements.txt. So pandas has been imported, as you can see, somewhere. It is there. And now I will quickly go ahead and write down this. Okay. So with respect to this, I know how to use if you know how to use pandas, that will be more than sufficient in order to start. Right. So one more thing what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and to my folder location and where I'm writing down the code, where again I'll open the VS Code. I'll open the same project in VS Code. There's a reason why I'm doing this thing. I'll just let you know in some time why I'm actually doing that. So first of all, what I'll do, I'll just close this. I'll just close this or I'll just close it over here and then I'll just go ahead in the folder where the file is there and I'll just open that. Now you'll be able to see that I'll select my kernel. All the kernels will be getting loaded quickly. Yeah. So I have loaded my kernel. Now you can see that my pandas is basically so whenever things are not getting loaded, right? Just try to close your VS Code or try to restart the kernel. If you do that, uh, with respect to everything, you have to just close it and again open it after some time. So don't get bored with respect to that. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and import the OS because this kind of suggestions I'll not be getting it, right? When I say suggestions, the highlighting will not be coming up. The highlighting is not coming up. You'll not able to understand what if you are making spelling mistake or not. And later on in the debugging section, you'll be doing all those things. Now quickly, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll make one directory. So since we are working with CSV and Excel file, what I'll do is first task is to basically create these files. Then I'll show you how to go ahead and read that file and do the parsing also. So first of all, what I'm doing is I'm creating a structured file folder inside my data folder. If you execute this, you see inside the data, there is a structured file folder will be there. Now inside this folder, I'll go ahead and create a simple data frame. Okay. So if you know pandas, simple data frame, see product, this is just like my sample data. And here I'll just say import pandas as PD. So here what we are doing is we are basically using product. These are my, this is my column name. These are my data that is present in the column. Another column, these are my data. Price, these are my data. Stock is my data. Description is my data, right? And this I'm trying to convert it into a data frame. And I'm saying that the data frame is in the file, saving that data frame in under the name of product.csv. So if you know about at least some of the data pre-processing techniques if that we are using it, I think this is the most simple way of creating a CSV file. So I'll quickly go ahead with this because these are the specific things we should know in Python. Okay. Now inside my data folder, if I go ahead and see, there is a structured file folder and there's a CSV file. So this is how my CSV file look like. Now one CSV file is we have actually created it. And now similarly, I'll go ahead and create another Excel file also. Now for Excel file, I'll again take some data and probably print it into over here. So let's say this is my one important functionalities which is there, which is called as Excel writer inside my pandas. So here is my inventory.xlsx as a file. I'm trying to convert this into a file and using a sheet name as a product and index equals to false. So here's my entire summary data which I'm going to put into Excel file, right? And then I'm taking the summary data, converting into data frame, and finally converting into a Excel with this particular sheet name and writer and index is equals to false, where I don't take my separate column name, right? Water column is specifically given over here that I'll need to be taken over there. So this code actually helps you to create some kind of Excel file over here. So if you just go ahead and execute this, you'll get one error under the you'll get one error uh, which is nothing but no module name openpyxl. So what you have to do is you have to go to requirement, write down openpyxl. You have to run this, okay? And then you have to open your command prompt and just copy this and press it over there and run this. Okay. So here you can see openpyxl ETS file is got loaded. Okay, so you'll go to again this thing and again execute this. Now I think it should work. So at the end of the day, you'll be able to see that along with my CSV file, there is also an XLSX file, right? Or Excel file. So two important files I've created, product.csv and inventory.xlsx. Very simple. I just have used pandas. One function is pd.excel writer, where you have to just give sheet name and I'll be able to create it, right? And these are my information that is present over here. Now let's start working on CSV processing, right? So here we are going to specifically go ahead and open CSV processing. So if we are reading a CSV file, how should we go ahead and read it? And how should we basically convert that into a document? Okay. Again, for LangChain, from LangChain, there's an inbuilt function which is called as CSV loader. So I'll go ahead and import from LangChain underscore community dot document loaders, import CSV loader. Okay. And then from LangChain underscore community dot document loaders, I'm going to import unstructured CSV loader. Okay. So these two specific libraries we are going to use in order to load our CSV file. Okay. So first path is nothing but a CSV loader, and we'll just try to see how to work with the method one. So in the method one, we can see CSV loader row based document. I'm using a CSV loader. I have to give my path for the CSV file. We have to use our encoding as UTF-8. And here, additional, you can give delimiters and code characters. So delimiters I'm giving as CSV, since it is a CSV, comma separated values, we can give this. Code character is nothing but codes, this one. Then we are using CSV loaders dot load, and then I'm printing all the information like what are the documents and all. If you want, I can also go ahead and print all the CSV documents, right? So let's go ahead and print this. Here you can see one document, metadata, all the information, page content, everything is available inside that page content, right? One. Then again, I have another document you know. So automatically I am able to read it. And based on the row by row, see, it is based on the row. This is row 1, row 0, rows equals to 2, rows equals to all this information is here. So rows equals to 2 is one document. Okay. So one document. So if you see this, there are total how many rows? There are around 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first 0, so it starts with 0 in index, right? And if you go ahead and see it, that many numbers of documents will be able to get it, right? And here you can see row 4 and all the information 1080 megapixel uh, with noise cancellation. So if we scroll right, 1080p webcam with noise cancellation, right? And if you just see, it will be over here. It will be over here, right? Now, these are my information of the columns. Quickly, you can see that, hey, once we are reading this, automatically row by row, it is converting into document. Okay. And the first document is this information. Metadata information is also same here. And here you can see, since it is reading a CSV file, automatically this functionality the function is so good that if it is adding a metadata, the row is equals to 0. So at the end of the day, you can also go ahead and create your own custom document, right? With additional metadata information. So this is important that you should know how to read something and how you can go ahead and customize this. I can also do this customization, right? At the end of the day, I'm getting all the format in the document. I can go ahead and add more metadata information if I want, which I have already shown you over there with respect to different things. So this is one. The second technique that you can specifically use is that is nothing but one more unstructured CSV loader. Okay. So unstructured CSV loader, what we can actually do or how we can actually read it, that is what we are basically going to discuss now. Okay. Now, quickly, let's do one thing. Let's try to see that before going to unstructured, right? You may be thinking that can we add more additional metadata information and all? So for that, what I'll do is I'll create custom CSV processing. And let's see this. So I'm going to copy and paste this code. So I'll custom CSV processing. So for that, I'll require list. So I'll go ahead and write from typing. I'm going to import a list. I'm going to import a list, right? Let me just see that where I have used this list. Yeah. So from typing, import list. This. Okay. And then I'll also go ahead and import my document. So I don't need to by heart everything like where exactly it is not. But it is good to know all those things. But it's okay. With practice, you will get to know from where you are going to import all these things, right? So from typing, I'm going to import this. And here, what we are trying to do is we are creating custom CSV processing for better control. So here we are created a function process CSV. It will convert that intelligently. I'll give a file path and this will return a list of documents. Okay. So it is going to return a list of documents where we are also going to do chunking and each and everything. Automatically the chunking, parsing along with the metadata information and each and everything. So first of all, I'm reading a CSV file path. I've created an empty documents. Strategy one is one document per row in a structured content. So what I'll do is strategy one document per row with structured content. So what I'll do is I will, through every row, I'll do that. And for every, we'll use df.iter rows. Now what we are basically going to do is that I'm providing some of the content information over here. So this is my content information. Now see, next step is that I'm creating a document. So for the document, I'll be using this content. This content is coming from where? It is coming from this information, right? Row by row, all the specific information, I'm going to put this inside a content. This becomes my page content. Then metadata. So metadata, I have my file path, right? Then row index from this IDX you can get row product row category, and row price. The same thing, this is what it is doing, CSV loader is actually doing. And here you can see that how we can actually return that our own custom function for the CSV processing. And that is how you just go ahead and create your own information with respect to this, right? When you want some more additional information, you can just go ahead and write. Okay. Now, I definitely don't want to stop it over here. You can do it from your own. So once I execute this, you'll be able to see that this CSV processing is there. Now, if I just call this function and if I give my path, what path it is? It was data, structured files, and product saving. So I just gave this path. Okay. And I give it over here. Now, what output I'm actually going to get? So I'll just go ahead and write return documents. Okay. And if I just go ahead and execute this, you can see over here, all the information is over here. Row 0, 1, row 1, all the information, right? So this is with respect to row 0. Okay. I have to return a document over here from the outside loop, because in the inner loop, we have done this. Uh, that is why we are able to see only one thing initially. But if you see row 0, 1, 2, row 3, all the information with respect to this CSV file. Okay. So I hope you got an idea about how you can do the custom CSV processing. At the end of the day, this is what you really want to create. And how you want to create it, as you understand multiple use cases, you'll get to know about it. Okay. Now, there may be also one more scenario where I also want to probably go ahead and create a summary, something like that. That I'll show you as we go ahead. But just to make sure that to show you that what are the two differences like CSV processing strategies that we have discussed till now, uh, row based and whether you should go ahead with this custom one. I'll just try to differentiate so that you'll get to know about this. Okay. So here, CSV processing strategies, first is row based. It is simple, one row, one document, good for record lookups, loses table context, right? So there is some kind of table context. So I have one kind of relationship with other. That time you will be able to losing things. Intelligent processing, when I say intelligent processing, I'm basically talking about custom reprocessing, right? So in this particular scenario, I can see preserve relationship, create summaries, reach metadata better for Q&A. So the reason why I'm saying why it is good, because here you can go ahead and write your own custom things, right? You can add more context, more information in short. When you're adding more context, right? Here you can also see that, hey, does this metadata or does this CSV have some other relationship, some other CSV relationship with file or not? So that context can be put up in this metadata information. So that is the reason, based on the use cases, you think whether you need to probably go ahead with using directly CSV loader or intelligent processing. Okay. So I hope you understood this particular video. I hope you are able to clearly get all the ideas itself. Now coming towards the Excel processing. Again, guys, when we say coding, right, you should not restrict ourselves in one thing. I should definitely show you multiple things and multiple ways how to do this. Okay, so now let's go ahead with Excel processing. For Excel processing, I will show you one technique. So here you can just go ahead and see to this. Okay, and this you'll be able to understand it in a very way. So first method is basically using pandas for full control. So here you have created one function, process Excel with pandas. Here again, file path we are giving. We are reading this particular file path, and from sheet name in excel.net, we are reading all this Excel file. I'm getting my DF right. So I'm putting all the information over here, appending all the information inside the sheet content, and we are creating this document with all the metadata information. Finally, I'm writing the document. So once I execute this, quickly I can just go ahead and print things. So here I'm giving my Excel docs, length of Excel docs, each and everything. Here you can see two sheets has been processed. So if you go ahead and see my Excel docs, this is what the information that I have: inventory, product, summary, each and every information with respect to this. Okay. So it is just reading from the inventory file. One more technique is something called as unstructured Excel loader. You can also use this whenever you want. So for unstructured Excel loader, you need to go ahead and import one library from LangChain. So this is nothing but from LangChain underscore community.loaders unstructured Excel loader. And we are reading this again. There will be a load function. You can load it. So it is up to you. You can load it and you can just go ahead and print this. Okay. Again, whenever you are trying to use unstructured libraries, it is definitely go ahead and take it takes a sufficient amount of time. So here, if I want to quickly print this, if I want to quickly print this, uh, so here you will be able to see this. Some of the advantage of using unstructured Excel loader is it handles complex Excel features, preserves formatting info, and requires unstructured library. That is one disadvantage that we have specifically written. Okay. So yeah, this was about Excel processing and CSV processing. Now you have understood what we exactly do after reading, how you convert that into a document. If you're using inbuilt functions, automatically you'll be able to do that. If you try to write down your own Python code, then you have to go ahead and create your custom documents, which will be the written type. After converting into documents, we apply embeddings which stores in the vector database. That is what we basically follow over here. So till uh, till this point, I'm trying to show you chunking, right? So till the chunking automatically by using document splitter and all, you can actually do that. The next step, you'll see how to probably convert that to use that embedding model, convert into vectors and store it in a vector database. But my aim is to show you different parsing techniques. Okay. Because tomorrow in any companies that you specifically go, whatever documents you have, try to go ahead and use that. Okay. So yeah, this was it from my side. I'll see you in the next video. In the next video, we'll talk about how to go ahead and parse JSON, parse JSON and structured data. So yes, this was it. Thank you and happy learning.